by the record, I am not a Han Green fan, and I'm not saying that because I I am acting that I am checking up, switching up, that I am changing my mind or something. No, the thing is like I really don't know him and his brother. I recently, like this year, have been I subscribed to him mostly because he was talking about the AI bubble, Loki, and then other things that he has said that are interesting, like something you cannot deny. Has made interesting videos, but honestly, I am not a fan. I haven't watched that much stuff about him. Um, Outside of some few videos he has made, and that's it. So yeah, I have passively been a subscriber. I see something that interests me. I watch him. If I don't, I don't. I mostly don't because I don't watch most of the things he does, and that's it. So, and I'm saying I am bringing him up because there is a situation. And so the situation is he recently got caught of using ChatGPT to make his script. Apparently, there is one of his videos, I don't know which one, he accidentally read the prompt he was using. So people catch up and they say, "Hey, you use this." People on Reddit were saying how disappointed they are on him for doing this, all that stuff. Then he made like an declaration saying, "Yeah, I did." And I talked with my wife and brother, the brother that is like also a YouTuber, and then he he says he's overworked and he will want to make some changes, and that's it. This is my analysis, like of the situation, my opinions, and overall, and I have an overall idea I want to bring in the table. Um, let's start with the use. Um, this is the thing. Like I have seen, like even people that are against Gen AI saying I am not against all AI. And I in my last channel that was eliminated, I had one video I was really glad I made as soon as I did, and I think I'm going to remake that video for this channel. Basically, my position in all is, yeah, if I am in favor, if I am against. That personally for me, I don't like them. Personally for me, I don't use them. I don't use the chatbots. I don't use the video, the image generators. I don't like using ChatGPT. Have I used it? Yes, because like it's like if I was going to make this channel, I think, and if I wanted to make the type of videos I make in a fairly way, like I really like something I'm really concerned about in my videos is me talking into a echo chamber, and basically a part of talking into a echo chamber, me like I have shared this of me feeling like am I coping? The whole AI bubble is copium. If this thing just in the rise and will never stop, and this is the future we got, and we do what we do and we do what we can. So that's why I tried to inform myself on all the sides, the pro AI people, the AI bros, the people that are against it, the people that ignore it, the people that are in the middle. So part of that is why I have used them in the past, just to see how they work. And that's including the video and the image, just to see how they work. Um, but I don't like them in some things. For example, in school. for example. I think there might be they can be process and things that can be good, for example, in the workplace, but I don't like how many of these things are related with or overworking your employees or firing your employees. That's why I don't support that. I don't like how many companies, including the companies, including the people around it, and even the people that see all this story in face value, see this basically as a man, human-made digital god. I don't like the AI psychosis stuff. I don't like the how that's like most of the number one reason why I don't like this is how they are built. They are built based on everyone's data, everyone images, everyone works, everyone posts, everyone photo, everyone's music, everyone voices. So that's the number one reason that I don't like them. That's why I am, and I bring in that up because of I will make that video in the future. But the thing is, like, I bring all that stuff on because I think there is like, yeah, there is some places where things can be used, but I also think there are some things that people use it for is a little redundant. In the case of Hank, his position is, well, what I read about this story is that he made that he's not against this. He thinks there is no applications. He's mainly concerned about the environmental impact, the consideration of power between only a few companies, and how they are being trained. And honestly, those are great points. But this is the thing. In that video, he says, I only use it for research. The thing about using clankers for research, I think it's like silly because you're basically using it as an overrated search engine. But because, like I already said in another video, how these things are don't tell truth, don't tell lies, they confidently guess. So yeah, you just end up having a really bad Google search. That's it. And non, but because you're giving your how will you say it? Because you're giving your, I don't know how would you will say it, but your, how will you say it? Your, sorry, I forgot your action. I guess your trust to the machine. You don't really question it, you know. But I know for a fact he fucking lied. This is the thing. Why I know he lied. I don't think he's using it only for research. I think he used it to make his scripts. Why? So, like I said, the accident where he accidentally read the prompt of ChatGPT. Well, chat, chat. How could that thing end up there on the script? Think about it. Really simple answer. He copy and paste the text. That's it. And for example, if people say, well, they put that because he put in the machine, hey, can you say, quote unquote, say this in another way? So yeah, he did not use ChatGPT for only for research. He's also used it to do his scripts. And thing about this is now, well, we do not know how much of his videos are AI has AI scripts on it. You know, we simply do not know. And the thing is, like, the another layer of this is We know he didn't. I won't say care. Honestly, I really don't want to say he didn't care, but more in the sense of just he didn't mean what he said. Like he just read whatever the script was without really having the criteria, saying the words and that's it. If he didn't do that, that error wouldn't happen. And if you want to add another layer into that, well, if he put attention of the words that his mouth was saying, would wouldn't he just remove that error on the edit? And I know he probably doesn't edit himself, but still, like, wouldn't it will be easy to make the editor I say this, please remove it, please. You know what I mean. So yeah, um, so that's one point. The other point I want to make is why, in the case of Hank, this person is like more damning than other people to use it, because this is not a situation of, oh, people don't like AI for whatever reason. No, it's because this guy, Hank Green, from one side you has he has this branding, this persona of, hey, I am really smart. In the other hand, he has made videos saying that they explain the AI bubble. For one of the video where I know started to know him was the one of the anti AI bubble case makes zero sense. So yeah, what I mean is like clearly he has made videos where he's against or has more warning against AI, but and he clearly has more an audience that really doesn't like AI, specifically in creative spaces. But then you have what do you say? Fun fact, fun fact. Anthropic brand has been on a lawsuit for the last. See, it was a lawsuit that started in 2023. It ended in last year. I don't remember it was August or October of last year. I say that because I remember I read the article like the hour that it was published. And in the article, it said that this lawsuit Entropy was losing. They ended into a settlement, and the settlement was $1.5 billion. It was a lawsuit for books, so many the authors that have been represented by these lawyers will have some part of these $1.5 billion, and that's recordedly be the biggest copyright settlement in history because of AI. Hank in one of his videos says he's one of the authors that he so he's he was one of the authors that will receive money, meaning Anthropic used his money, his books, to train his models, their models. What so I think that brings another type of factor to this situation that makes the the pain bigger, because not only you one has made videos against AI, being warned about AI and the dangers of AI, whatever. You know your audience doesn't like it. You have said you don't like it in creative spaces. You know how these companies have trained these machines. You know because you are one of the victims. So you add all this into this specific story, these factors into the specific story, and then you understand why people are so mad. Fun fact. So I was reading the comment. I yesterday was reading the comments on this topic in the comment section of the last video. Many people were talking about this topic. and one of them were saying, "No, sorry, sorry, forgive them for bringing the you know the for criticizing you, whatever." I maybe my bad, maybe I was a little too aggressive. I say a the entropic thing that I already said, and then he said, oh, and the guy, the commenter, I guess, said, well, maybe Anthropic felt bad. They like grabbed his books and they didn't know, and when they knew, they felt bad and they paid him the money. The thing is, that's really stupid. What I mean by that, and there is, from one side, you don't pay 1.5 billion dollars for an oopsie. Like a whoopsie daisy, here you have 1.5 billion dollars. No, no, you don't do that. Other reason is, I don't know, like in Mexico, I don't know if this is a thing, but in the United States, this is a thing. Like, do you see when like an officer stops you in your car and they are then they did something and they are in the wrong and you record them and make and say, hey, can you say sorry? And they say sorry. Well, that recording of them saying sorry, that's something called admission of guilt. Meaning, if you are go to in court and you say, "Hey, your lady, your honor, the policeman that I am suing, I have this video recording of in this situation when he says I am sorry." The court will say, "Hey, you admitted for guilty. You in the video, you say sorry. Therefore, you admit you are in the wrong. Therefore, you lose the case." So what I'm going with that is if Anthropic suddenly goes and says, "Hey, I feel bad because I use your books without permission. Here, have 1.5 billion dollars to all the people." That will be an admission of guilt. Meaning, if there is another person that comes and say, "Hey, I'm going to sue you because you use my books, my copyrighted material without my consent," you go to court. A There's a story of this fact that Anthropic has done this and has paid this because they felt bad, because they admitted guilty. So that will make these copyrighted cases um, faster against Anthropic. Sorry, I wanted to remove that off my chest. Maybe, by the way, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am saying bullshit, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think like you know, I don't think Anthropic says, "Whoopsie daisy, here you have 1.5 billion dollars." No. And to end this video, my last point. Um, and this is the thing. Like I have kept like if you don't know, like a few weeks ago, the Mexican animator Jorge Gutierrez was part of an Prime program to make AI series. He got a lot of backlash, and then he basically quit the project, and his reputation is right now really bad because of this type shit. Like this is what has been happening. And then he makes an interview. He make an interview for a magazine, and he says that oh, right now everything is black, like the people are seeing this black and white. Like if you love it or you hate it, you use it or you don't use it. That's it. And that depending on that is like the reaction of this. And I am because like this thing of people using AI and people going against them because of this is happening like since the AI boom started. Like hey, your videos AI, blah blah blah, and like I keep saying, like hey, it is a proof that people don't like AI. At least they don't like AI on entertainment slash creative projects, the creative industry, because just look at this bunch of backlash, that is happening right now. So this is my, and this also happened with Hank, where he also wanted to bring like a gray um, position, I guess, into the situation, to say, hey, I'm not fully against it, but I also am not fully in favor of it. But this is the thing that I think is happening. Um, we are powerless in this situation. That's the reality of the matter, and I think that's a feeling many people feel around the whole AI stuff. Like, yeah, you personally can decide, hey, I will not use them, and you say, great, I will not use them. But from one side, you are helping them to train them by simply using social media. For example, this video in YouTube might be used to train AI, for example. Someone might be able to use train a clunker with my voice because I am posting things on YouTube and I cannot stop you from doing so, you know? So yeah, just you are being used to train these models. We are complicit for the training of these models if you want it or not. And that makes you powerless, makes you feel powerless. In the other hand, we really like, somehow I like to explain this situation is a David versus Goliath situation, but David doesn't have his slingshot, and the only thing David can do really is to wait until Goliath falls for his own weight. That's it. Like, even if the bubble bursts tomorrow, it's not going to burst because of us. It's going to burst because this is a bad business, because they are losing money. But that will not has nothing to do with our actions. Like, we didn't burst it; it burst itself, basically. So that makes us feel really powerless. And then we open the internet, we see the news, we see the state of the planet and the state of the internet and the state of social media. And what you see? You see data centers everywhere, data centers destroying the environment, and all the places that these and all the places that are around it, all these towns, all these peoples that the place they live is worse because there's a data center there. You see how much money, resources are going into this, how much people are losing their jobs because of this, how much they are how much they are taking from us, and we cannot do anything about it except to loudly say, "Hey, I don't like this. Hey, I'm gonna protest." And I feel this sentiment because it's the reason that this channel exists. Axo Alex wouldn't exist if I didn't feel powerless. I already told this story last my first video. In 2025, the summer 2025, I was so depressed, so anxious because I was seeing clankers, like the whole AI stuff happening, and I feel really powerless, really anxious of wow, well, what my future will be if these things goes on. I felt really anxious. It didn't help that I was using Twitter a lot, honestly, because Twitter is Twitter, like you know. So then what happened? I started to inform myself. I was reading this whole bubble stuff. I was um, informed, like if I felt a little bit of hope of, hey, maybe all this will go to something good. Maybe this whole thing will go into the bubble, and then we will be able to rebuild when that happens. And I felt so much, and I think like I didn't want to say that to all the people around me, Instead, I made this channel, and I searching for I know my videos are not popular, and I really it's not by design to make these videos popular. I like these videos are slop. Like my idea of this channel is like uh what's his name? Like a Charlie Moist Critical type channel, but with an animated character. So yeah, that's why this I don't really care about getting views in this channel, but at least if one person can see my videos and feel a little bit of hope and feel a little bit informed, I will take it. That's why I make this channel. So we have all this, and then someone like Hank, I already said why it did not hurt for the public, for his public, hurts. So that's why the powerlessness, we cannot do anything. Like we can make hit pieces into these companies, making jokes against these companies, but that's not going to affect them. But we can do that with our the people on entertainment. We have more access to Hank than we have to Elon Musk or Sam Altman, for example. So that's why I think people are really when things like this happen, people are so aggressive because yeah, that's the one place we can make a change in all this AI boom, the AI glazing that is happening. And personally, I think everyone is in the right to do so. And honestly, like this is part of my overall take on the situation. I think it's needed because if you do this, not only to YouTubers, not only to animators, not only to people online, you are sending a message. Hey, Hollywood. Hey, Disney. Hey, big corporations. We don't like this. And you see the companies actually be fearful. Actually say, well, I'm going to use it, but I will not say I use it. You have companies like Epic Games try not to show it that they want to use AI and stuff because they know the backlash is going to be really bad. In the case of I have seen some people saying Hank will leave YouTube because of the situation. When I read the post he made, I didn't get that feeling. I get more of the hey, I am working too much stuff, so I'm going to scale down a little bit. He has to make a response, a YouTube response yet, but I think it's going probably going to be there's going to be a response really soon. But honestly, him doing all this and hiding it for someone whose only marketing branding is I am a smart guy, this is really dumb.